morning and welcome back to Papsda at your place for another week. I love that song and I hope you are singing along in your lounge rooms or wherever you are with your bubble. It is just so good to see you here again this morning. And you know, this week we received the news that we're going to be meeting like this for a little while longer. But we are believing, and we're going to keep believing, that we are going to be back together really soon. And we're going to keep believing for that as a church family. How has your week 3 of lockdown gone? How has it been? I know that weeks in lockdown can be a bit of a roller coaster. Some days we wake up and we're so motivated and positive and maybe do some baking, and then other days it's really hard to get out of bed. But how have you been going? How have you and your whānau been navigating this time? I would really love to know. I would also love to know if you took up the challenge that Karen and Will set out last week of contacting one person each day. So if you did manage to do that, would love to hear how that went for you, and I hope that the conversations you had really helped get you through and get that other person through this challenging time. But again, this week I'm setting out that same challenge to you to keep contacting people, keep in touch, and contacting one person each day, even if it's just a simple message or a text. A little really does go a long way, I think. But it has been so good seeing all of us connecting more this week. We had our epic parenting group that happened. We've had our epic kids craft that happened last week, and I know there's one happening tomorrow morning. So if you missed out last week or you're keen to join in again, make sure you remember that is happening tomorrow. We also had our 360 Brave session that happens on a Monday night, and that was just so good. And it's just so good to see faces and to talk. And so I just encourage you to keep plugging in and to keep tuning in. If you would like to tune into any of these and you want to know what's going on, make sure you head to our website to check it out and follow our e-update, because that's where all the information on how you can plug into the things that are happening will be there. You know, other things that have been happening is our community team have been in action yet again. And this time was really special actually. We were donated a whole heap of food from the Grace Foundation. And you know, we partner with the Grace Foundation on a lot of things. And we're just so grateful to have been given this food to give out to the families that we are in contact with, that we know really need help at this time. And so Andrew and his team were there for the whole day, packing food and delivering it. And so we want to share with you a few photos from that day. Thank you so much again to the Grace Foundation and to Andrew and your team for getting out there and really being the hands and feet of Jesus at this time. It is so beautiful to see, and we are just so grateful for you. Well, we have another awesome Papsda at Your Place service lined up for you today. We have Epic Time coming up next, which I know is everyone's favorite time, so make sure you are ready for that. we are wrapping up our shape series. Victor is wrapping up our final installment, talking about the letter E. And this series has been so good, learning more about ourselves and more about how we can use our gifts and our talents and our experiences to serve in God's kingdom. And so looking forward to what you have to share with us today, Victor. We also have a special little something for our dads coming up, because it is Father's Day tomorrow. So to all our dads, our Papsda dads, just want to say that we love you, we appreciate you, and we are just so grateful for you. And yeah, look out for something special coming up for you really soon. But right now, it is time for epic time. So kids and young ones, come close, get a real good seat, because I know Auntie Debbie has something really special planned for you. So let's check that out now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Epic Crafts. Firstly, before we get started, I just want to do a big shout out to Caleb, Caitlin and Emma, who sent me photos of them doing their ice dig that we did last week. Let's have a look. Oh, they look as though they were having fun, aren't they? Pretty cool. Thanks for sending in those, guys. Well, today we are going to be making superhero masks. Okay, it's pretty cool. Something like this. This is one that I made earlier. Okay, so what you need is you need some colouring tools. Then you're going to need some sellotape. Hopefully you've still got this around your house somewhere. And then you're going to need some string. You could use string, elastic or ribbons if you like. And then you're going to need some scissors to cut out your mask. Now I have printed off some templates of some glasses and actually masks that we'll be using, and I will put a link to these up on our Papsda Epic Facebook page so you can print those off and then colour away and do your own very artistic mask and glasses. Here's the picture of the masks. Can you see those? Very good. Now, if you don't have a printer at home, you can make your own mask. All you need to do is hold the piece of paper up to your face like this, and then get a felt and then press in to find your eye, then draw a circle, and then move over to the other side, find your other eye, draw a circle, and then cut those out. See there's just my two eyes. Cut those out, fit them against your face to make sure that you've got the holes in the right spot. And then you can do your own design of your mask around the eyes. Now, you don't necessarily have to use paper either. You could use bubble wrap. And this is feels really nice on your face too, so this is really good to use. And you can also use the grocery paper bags. You can use the handles to make the ties around, go around your head. And this paper here is nice and thick. So this is really good to use as your mask. Okay, so once you've decorated your mask and cut out all around it, now I would recommend you put some sellotape along this side and down this side. And then you're going to punch a hole with either a hole punch, or you can use the end of your scissors to slowly dig a hole through your paper and then punch a hole in either side. Then you're going to thread your string through this side and this side. And remember, you can make your string, put your string in half, thread it through, and you see you've got a little loop here. Then pull your string through, and if you haven't learnt how to tie yet, this is a good way of tying your mask string, okay? And then you're going to get someone probably to help you, because it's a little bit tricky to tie your mask onto your head like that. There we go. It's Super Debbie. Woohoo! Okay, come in a little closer, guys. Tomorrow is Father's and it's been a little bit hard for all of us to get out to the shops, isn't it, to get something special for our dads. How about this afternoon you spend some time making a super mask for your super dad? Maybe give it to him tomorrow with some breakfast in bed or a hot drink or something like this, and wish your dad a very, very happy Father's Day. And if for some reason your dad is not home with you, I'm sure that you have a super adult who looks after you. Maybe you can make one for them too. Happy mask making.
Oh, there you are. Welcome back. We're going to be outside today in my local neighbourhood, enjoying nature, doing our transition exercises. Are you ready? Let's do our swinging arms. Loosen those arms up. That's good. Excellent. Now we're going to move into our tall tree. Are you ready? Slow those arms down by your side and then lift up. There we go. Stretch. Stretch tall as you can be. You can even stand on your tippy toes if you want. There we go. Then bring your hands down and out to your sides. And then your legs a little bit apart. And then we're going to go over to our right side and touch our knee. And then our palm on this hand, flatten it out and say hi. Wave your hand. That's right. Now we're going to come back to the middle again and we're going to do the same on the other side. Go down to the left, touch your knee, and you turn your hand up and wave to the sky. There we go. And we're going to come back to the middle. And then our legs are going to come together and then we're going to balance on one leg. Are you ready? Hands out by your side to balance you. Lift that leg up and we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Well done. Now we're going to do the same on the other side. Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, leg down. Now we're going to go back into our tall tree to do our big stretch again. There we go, big stretch. Then relax and bring your arms back down. And we're going to do our 3 breaths to get us ready for our Bible story. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll see you after the Bible story.
Hey guys!
Hey, Kellen.
Kellen, you're looking particularly superheroic.
He is.
Yeah.
Thanks. With all these superhero movies the past few years, I've really gotten back into them. Not just the movies. I'm reading the comics, I'm watching all the TV series, all of it. It's amazing.
That's cool. Yeah, I used to be pretty into superhero stuff too.
What made you stop?
I don't know. You know, I think there was something about how it just made me feel like I wasn't doing enough.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like these superheroes, they're able to leap tall buildings and save kittens stuck in trees. And the last time I tried to get a kitten out of the tree, all I got was splinters.
Did the cat ever get out of the tree?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but I got a baby stuck up there, so we had to call the fire department anyway.
That's the great thing about superheroes, though. Most of them don't even know they're special.
Oh, come on. If you can lift a car, you know you're special.
Well, sure. But there are heroes out there who have powers and they're using them to do good every single day and they don't even realize they're making a difference. Check it out. It's all right here in 1 Peter 4:10 and 11. God's gifts of grace come in many forms. Each of you has received a gift in order to serve others. You should use it faithfully. If anyone speaks, they should do it as one speaking God's words. If anyone serves, they should do it with the strength God provides. For instance, TeachTron. They have the ability to understand and explain even the most difficult concepts when things get all turned around.
Ugh,
What's wrong?
I just don't get this verse. Hey, that really does help. Thanks.
No problem.
So TeachTron has the ability to say the right thing to help their friends remember even the most complicated concepts. But what about Heart Night? If you need encouraging, they're your go-to.
Man, I'm never gonna get this right. Give it another shot. Even if you don't get it, you have to keep trying. Okay? Good try. Thanks.
Without Heart Night there, that friend might have just gone inside and forgotten about that move. But there's one more hero in this particular issue. It's Servo, always putting others first and finding ways to help.
I have pizza.
Great, I'll set the table.
Just like Servo, you have to always be on the lookout for how to serve others. And you can use the gifts God gave you to do it. When you believe in Jesus, you're given special gifts from the Holy Spirit. As long as you're using your gifts to make people's lives better, you aren't just a hero, you're a superhero. See you guys next time.
That was an awesome Bible story, wasn't it? It was about how we can be amazing helpers just by being the church. Well, this week, how can you show mind-blowing generosity with your help and time to someone in your bubble? Is there someone in your neighbourhood you could show great love to this week and give them a beautiful picture of God? What abilities or resources do you have that you can use? Are you good at drawing? Could you create a drawing and send a message to someone to cheer them up? Or are you good at sports? Can you set up an obstacle course for your siblings to play with while we're in lockdown? Okay guys, your challenge for this week is who can you help today?
taking care of me. I love my daddy because he's fixing stuff for me, and he's good at eating snacks.
I love my dad because he works very hard to provide for our family.
I love my dad because he's fun and he teaches us cool games. You've loved me since the day I was born, but I've loved you for my whole life. I love you, Dad.
We love your stories, even the ones we've heard a billion times.
Thank you for always climbing up my hill.
I love how we don't have to say it out loud that I'm your favorite. Happy Father's Day!
I love my dad because he's creative in building. My dad is kind to me. My dad builds with me carpentry, and my dad takes me for bike rides at Embry Farm. It is fun. Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
I love my dad because he is caring and thoughtful and he will always love me.
I love my dad because he provides us with all we need. I love my dad because he motivates us to do our best.
I love my dad because he is dedicated and is always there when we need him.
Happy Father's Day, Dad.
We love our dad because he's the best dad ever, and he makes the best food ever, and we draw the card about him. I am giving him some flowers because he's my best friend.
We want to shout our dad out for always being there for us and being so hardworking. We love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad, and thank you for all you've done for us.
Happy Father's Day, Papa, and thank you for taking care of us.
We love you.
I want to shout out our dad for always being there, for making us laugh, and for giving really good advice.
We love you, Dad.
I thank the Lord for my father because he's loving, caring, and kind. Happy Father's Day. I thank God for my father because whenever we get in trouble, he always saves us. Happy Father's Day!
I love my father because he's kind and generous, and he also treats us to some special treats. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Wasn't that beautiful? Wow, I love that. I love hearing about how our dads, our Papsda dads, are making such a huge difference in the lives of their families. And, you know, as parents, we often don't get to hear the words come out like that. So Papsda dads, I hope you're feeling all warm and fuzzy inside, and I hope you are reminded of the huge impact that you make in the lives of your families every single day. So as we think of Father's Day and as we reflect on it, I'm just reminded that, you know, God is our ultimate Father. And so we're going to sing this worship song that we recorded in the last lockdown that just gives this picture of a father that has open arms and says, run to me. Run to me when you feel like you're fallen. Run to me when you feel like there's nowhere else that you can go. Run to me. And so we're going to sing that together now. So I encourage you to join us by singing along or just worshiping with us where you are as we sing this song, Run to the Father.
I've carried a burden for too long on my own. I wasn't created to bear it alone. let it all go. I see it now, I'm laying it down, and I know that I need you. I run to the Father, I fall into grace. I'm done with the hiding, no reason to wait. My heart needs a surgeon, my soul needs a friend, so I run to the Father again and again and again and again. Oh, oh, oh. You saw my condition, had a plan from the start. Your son for redemption, the price for my heart. And I don't have the context for that kind of love. I don't understand, I can't comprehend. All I know is I need you. I run to the Father, I fall into grace. I'm done with the hiding, no reason to wait. My heart needs a surgeon, my soul needs a friend, so I run to the Father again and again and again and again. Oh, oh, again and again and again and again. Oh, oh. My heart has been in your sights long before my first breath. Running into your arms is running to life from death. And I feel this rush deep in my chest. Your mercy is calling out. Just as I am, you pull me in, and I know I need you now. My heart has been in your sight long before my first breath. Running into your arms is running to life from death. And I feel this rush deep in my chest. Your mercy is calling out. Just as I am, you pull me in, and I know I need you now. I run to the Father, I fall into grace. I'm done with the hiding, no reason to wait. My heart found a surgeon, my soul found a friend, so I run to the Father again and again. I run to the Father, I fall into grace. I'm done with the hiding, no reason to wait. My heart found a surgeon, my soul found a friend, so I run to the Father again and again and again and again. Oh, oh, again and again and again and again. Oh, oh, again and again and again and again.
Good morning, Papsda Fano. So awesome to connect with you like this. I know we would rather be together worshiping in our church, but here we are still connected, and we are still going strong. Thanks to God for the digital means, we can continue to be together, and thank you for tuning in. Now, this is my privilege this morning to conclude this series we've been on as a church on SHAPE. For those of you who are not familiar with SHAPE or tuning in maybe for the first time and haven't been journeying with us up until now, SHAPE stands for, this is an acronym, and every letter actually represents a word. So S stands for spiritual gifts, H stands for heart, which is our passion, A stands for our abilities, P stands for personality, and E stands for experiences. Now, all of these factors, in fact, shape us and make us be who we are. And by recognizing and discovering your shape, you can discover God's purpose for your life. You can also live a life of fruitfulness and fulfillment. That is why one of our values in our church in Papatoe is for all people to be on the journey with God, be fruitful and fulfilled. And this is why I am nowhere but with Papatoe Church, because we really want to see people on a journey with God and live a meaningful, truly meaningful life, fruitful and fulfilled. So thank you for joining us as we continue. And this morning, my privilege is to wrap this series up with the last final letter, E, experiences. And let's unpack this all together. And I call this topic the journey. In fact, I chose an interesting, very short verse that comes from Matthew chapter 4 and verse 19, where Jesus, in fact, the one who started this whole movement, he was calling people to follow him. And that's why they were called followers. He said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." So this time, let's just focus on these words, follow and make. Now, what did Jesus invite them to? When he said, "Come and follow me," and you'll say, of course, he asked them to follow, to the following. But within this following, there is a little bit more than just be everywhere or go wherever your teacher goes. I believe Jesus invited them to something more. I believe he invited them to a journey with him. In fact, that journey changed their whole life forever. Now, he also invited them to an experience with him. And I would say many experiences, as we will unpack now. You will see that there were many experiences with him, and also growth alongside him, a change. Now, he had something very specific in mind. In fact, when you read this word in I will make, or make in Greek, because the New Testament was written in Greek, and at times it's interesting to pick up the original word and see the meaning, how the author tried to kind of communicate or put the emphasis. So in this phrase, I will make in Greek is piso, actually means manufacture. This is what Jesus was saying. As you follow me, I will manufacture. I will make you brand new. That was his intent. And this is what he invited them to. Now, here's a question. What was his strategy of making them? Manufacturing or changing them, transforming them. Now, just before we go to answer that question, I want to suggest this. In life, all of us are shaped by the three main domains that shape us into people who we are now. And those three domains are words, modeling, and experiences. Now, words are the things that we hear, the truths, maybe not so much truths at times, we hear about the world, other people, even about ourselves. Then modeling is what we see other people, our loved ones, our guardians, our parents, our people who we looked up to, taught us how to behave in certain circumstances. They all kind of shape our lens through which we start to see the world. But the most significant part of our becoming as people is the third domain, experiences. Because these ones are more kind of passive and can be very cognitive when it comes to words and maybe things we hear. Yes, we can mentally agree, and yes, we can see other people do certain things. But when we start to then experience some of those things we hear and then we see other people do, then in this experience part, they become integral part of our being, because we say, whoa, I heard this in words, in principles, in concepts, but now I have my own experience. And whether, in fact, it was the truth, or it was maybe a lie that led you to believe something and then actually experience this lie, then you will believe it for the rest of your life because you had an experience. And it's really hard to then rethink all of this back to all of these words and modeling. And remember in our previous series, we were talking about change your thinking, and then you will change your life. It actually is very, very much connected to this as well. But we are looking at experiences. And I believe Jesus obviously knew this, and he took his followers on this amazing journey where they heard a lot of things. He was a great teacher. He was also modeling a lot of things, and he strategically took them through various experiences where they could be shaped into incredible followers and disciples of Jesus, as well as leaders who then would take that teaching and what they saw in Jesus and put through their experience, teach other people, model for them, and lead them to their own experiences. So my summary of this is this: journey with Jesus is not so much about some spiritual activities we do. It's about a personal, daily experience of becoming, that's what Jesus was saying, becoming less of me and more of Jesus. So it's really not so much about just having a Bible study and taking something into consideration and agreeing with this or disagreeing with this. It is really about learning the truths, learning what Jesus is saying, and then putting it into your own life and experiencing it. So then it becomes your part. This is your life. No one can take this away from you, because now you not only believe cognitively, you not only observe this maybe through biblical examples or maybe through other faithful people, but it is also your experience now. And that's what Jesus invited his disciples to. So now I would like to share with you a few examples of how Jesus was giving them all of those experiences that were part of that journey. Now, do you believe that things that happened while Jesus was here on earth with his disciples, that a lot of those things that we read about, they were pure accident. They just happened. I believe the opposite. I believe every single story was kind of designed by God so that not only the followers or the disciples of Jesus could have all of those experiences, very critical experiences, for them to be made true and faithful to the model and thinking of Jesus. Remember how many times he was trying to teach them and they were like, huh? Like, was just really going above their heads. So there was a lot of changing happening in their lives because Jesus was taking them on that journey. Again, remember, not only through teaching, but through various modeling examples and also through various experiences. And I want to share with you a couple of examples to just give you a better idea. Now, let me turn to a few examples from the Gospels. Now, before I do this, let me make this statement. Making of disciples was not so much by a lake or in a synagogue or in the somewhere in the shade by a nice tree where they could enjoy this fish and bread Jesus supplied quite abundantly, as we know. Those times of greatest learning was not in all of those cozy and relaxing moments. They were actually maybe in the storm. How about that? And I want to read a couple of things as we ponder it a little bit more. If we turn to Mark chapter 4 and we'll read verses, you can again read it at home this afternoon, 35 to 41. It tells us a story how Jesus proposes to his disciples by saying, guys, let's cross the lake, let's cross the sea, and I want to show you something. So they like, sure enough, if you say so, we'll do, you are the master. And as the story goes, now when they had left the multitude, they took him along in the boat as he was. And other little boats were also with him. And a great storm arose, and the waves beat into the boat so that it was already filling. But he was in the stern, asleep on a pillow. Now, can you imagine this? He was the one, remember, who proposed to cross the sea. Now he's asleep. They are really scared. And they awoke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" Then he arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Now, as he quieted the storm, and he now is looking at this disturbed, in absolute panic. They were panicking and fearful for their lives. He's looking at them, and then he says this, verse 40. He says, "Now he said to them, why are you so fearful?" I mean, like, is this a serious question, Jesus? You've just witnessed this storm. We were just going to perish. And now you're asking this question? And he says, how is it that you have no faith? I personally believe Jesus was trying to give them a lesson. That's why he was the one to propose, hey guys, let's cross the sea, because I have something to teach you. So, I think it was a powerful lesson for them. No, it was not the only one. There were quite a few of those. But that's when they, I believe, started to learn to trust in Jesus. Okay, now we know that next time there is a storm, maybe the first thing we can do is ask Jesus to help. It didn't happen like this because there was another story where it was a storm and they were doing the same thing, panic. At times, the same experience needs to be repeated a few times so that then we grow in this. And Jesus was giving them that experience. Well, how about another experience he was giving them? Leaving them kind of without food. Well, Jesus was a great teacher. He always had something to share. And as we read in John chapter 6, this whole chapter is really about feeding the 5,000. But how Jesus did it is very interesting because I believe he was also giving them a practical lesson and an experience. In chapter 6, John chapter 6 and verse 5, we read, Then Jesus lifted up his eyes and seeing a great multitude coming toward him, he said to Philip, and this is interesting, where shall we buy bread that these may eat? Now, verse 6 gives us the glimpse. The author now is actually adding this kind of between the lines, what was on Jesus' mind. Verse 6 says, But this he, Jesus, said to test him, for he himself knew what he would do. Are you seeing how Jesus was giving this example to Philip? And then Philip goes and starts panicking and starts sharing with all of these. He says, hey, Jesus is now proposing to buy. Where on earth are we going to get so much money? This is going to be an expensive lunch. Are we going to shout this lunch to all of these? And they are in disarray while Jesus is kind of observing and he's got something in mind. And he was giving them a lesson, again, of relying on Jesus. And yet another experience for growth. Well, how about another example, another experience where he was trying to teach them even amongst Pharisees and sinners. If we turn in the same gospel, John chapter 6, there's multitude of those examples. Even the things that he did on Sabbath, I always wonder, like, Jesus, seriously, could you just wait for a few hours and do it after the sunset? I believe Jesus specifically performed some miracles on the Sabbath day to teach them how to truly observe the Sabbath. And as an example, here in John chapter 8, we read the story, chapter 9, we read the story about a man that was born blind. And the disciples start to ask Jesus all these questions, whose fault it was that he was born blind, whether it was his or his parents. And Jesus says, look, it wasn't actually anybody else's fault. It was done for the glory of God. And the penny dropped for the disciples. Wow. It's not that you are earning your favor in the eyes of God by trying to do something good so God can bless you. Or if you've done some mistakes, God will punish you. They were learning some amazing truths about God. Now, how about this? In the spiritual warfare and sick people, that was also part of their learning. and their experience. Now, if you turn with me back to Mark chapter 5 and verses from 1 to 20. The story we were reading as in our first one about the storm, that happened straight after the storm. When they crossed the Sea of Galilee, they arrived at the other side was the territory of heathen people. They were the Gentiles. They were those people who the people from Galilee, from Jerusalem and other side of the lake, they would never go to because they were pigs. They were the Greek people who didn't do the good things, and the Jewish people looked down on them. And yet Jesus says, let's cross and go onto the other side. And suddenly disciples are like, okay, well, we will do this because you say so. But in their minds, I believe they were wrestling even through that storm as they were arriving at that at the other side of the lake to face now a demon-possessed man. They were shell-shocked by seeing what Jesus was doing there. He was now hanging out with Gentiles and ministering to a person who was demon-possessed, a Gentile. And that was one of the first examples when Jesus started to break the wall in the minds of disciples between the holy Jews and all other Gentiles. He puts them in a situation where he was teaching them to actually love them and minister, regardless of the race, regardless of even affiliation. So, I hope you've seen how Jesus was making his disciples. That was part of that journey of being made into true followers so that they could be true leaders after Jesus. That was his school. So I want to come back to this again and say, journey with Jesus is not so much about some spiritual activities and having Bible studies. They are all important, but it is just the words that we need to learn and hear so that then we can also see the modeling from examples that we have even in the scripture and even in our life, but then it is about a personal, daily experience of becoming less of me and more of Jesus. If we just allow Jesus to take us on this journey so that we can grow more and more, it would be absolutely fantastic. In fact, now I want to go and interview one of very key people in our church in Papsda who influenced, I think, a few, maybe now a couple of generations of young people, and not just young people, who just loves serving, especially amongst the young people by giving them various experiences for their growth. And I'm talking about Gavin. I want to interview Gavin now. So join me as I chat with Gavin. Hi, Gavin. Good to see you.
G'day, Victor.
Yeah.
Hey, how you going?
I know you came from work. You know, we're all locked up, and you go to work. You get to go to work.
Yes, working every day.
Yes. You know, my boys learned that you were at work, and they were very grateful because then we have breakfast and we can live because of people like you. Thank you so much, Gavin. Gavin, as you know, we've been journeying along the shape series, talking about how God designed and shaped us, and the last part of this is E, the letter E, which is experiences. And I want to really connect with you about your experiences that maybe shaped you now as a person who you are, as we know, because you lead in various ministries. You take part in so many ministries where your role is very significant in terms of influence in mentoring. And I wonder, Gavin, what motivates you? What drives you to mentor and pour your life into the young people?
Well, I guess a simple answer to that was I've had so many people mentor me and pour their life into me. And those are relationships that I have really valued. And that's just what I want to continue.
Yes.
Really, it's as simple as that.
Yes, wow. So is there any particular experience in your life that you can kind of think of on the spot and attribute this to?
Well, there was one, I'm an electrician, and in my early learnings as an electrician, I was on a job and it was retold to me years later by my boss that the customer had asked that I not join him on the building site the next day to continue the work.
Wow.
But unbeknown to me, this conversation happened. But I heard years later that my boss's response to him was, well, if Gavin doesn't come the next day, nor do I.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that for me has been something that I've tried to adopt in my training of young people. I've really tried to look out and stand up for the young people in my care, whether it's work or whether it's our church life as well, and just valuing those relationships. That's something that that's something that I remember from that experience.
Wow, that's really an experience. Yes, Gavin. And what's your greatest reward when you do it? What's the real kick for you?
Well, in my work environment, if I see a young person beginning to think for themselves and come up with their own ideas and even question me on my ideas and argue and really engage, that's the most rewarding. When that happens for me, is that I can see they're getting it, they're thinking for themselves. And it's the same actually in my time of serving with young people at church, when the young people are starting to understand and understand who Jesus is and those bigger concepts, and sharing their own ideas, and that's brilliant, because we can all learn together. And it's amazing, I found how much I've learned from young trainees and from our young people. It's that's what I find really rewarding.
Yes, yeah. And do you think you will ever stop being Gavin we know?
Well, I've often thought that I've graduated a few times from one environment to an older environment, and have stayed for a few years, maybe longer than the children as they've left. But I have no desire to change at all. I just I want to keep serving in whatever capacity I can. So no, Victor, I don't imagine I'll be changing anytime soon.
No, can't even imagine you being different, Gavin. That's so true. And Gavin, thank you so much for your service. Thank you for pouring your life into the lives of young people. And I know Nathan is enjoying his time with 360. You are there also leading together with William, helping and we are creating a significant impact there as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Victor.
Stay safe, and well, hope to see you soon, sometime face to face.
Absolutely. Look forward to that.
Thank you. You take care.
Bye-bye.
Well, I'm truly inspired by Gavin and other people in our church who serve and pour their lives into the lives of other people by taking them on a journey, by giving them various experiences, by modeling, and it's absolutely incredible. So thank you, Gavin. Thank you all others who are ministering to others in so many different ways. So this is what this whole journey all about. Just like Jesus started it to give various experiences that shape us, that enable us then to grow as well, so that we can become the people God wants us to be. So I like this saying that kind of reminds me of a journey that my life is about always growing through various experiences, that tomorrow is going to be another day full of opportunities. Today is also a day full of opportunities. So I hope you will remember this little quote. Today I'm not all I want to be, but I am more than I was yesterday, and I am still becoming the one I want to be tomorrow. I hope you understand that our life is really about growing and becoming more like Jesus, because this is what the discipleship is all about. This is the journey we have with Jesus, who then we become to kind of or start to resemble and show us in our character, in the way we live, in the way we handle our lives. So I hope we will continue to grow more and more every day through various experiences that God gives us. Now, just as I close, I want to leave you with 3 secrets that will make your journey a little bit more pleasant. At times, we are running away from some experiences that are very pivotal, that are very critical for our growth, because they might give us a little bit of discomfort. Maybe because we are fearful, maybe we are fearful of failure, maybe there's something unknown, and typically if we are not sure of something, we will really stay away from that. And at times we just want a real quick solution. We don't want a life's journey, we want it yesterday. But I want to encourage you with these 3 simple thoughts. Embrace discomfort. The truth is, we grow in crisis. We grow when we feel a little bit of discomfort. I'm not talking about distress. Distress is a negative thing and needs to be managed wisely. But I am saying that if we live in the comfort zone all the time, we leave no opportunities for us to grow. So if you are feeling a little bit of discomfort, it is good. It means you are growing, you are stretching yourself. And embrace failure. Failure is your friend, because in life we learn through failure. We learn to walk by falling. We learn to ride a bicycle by falling and balancing. So embrace a little bit of discomfort. It is good for you. Also, embrace unknown. You don't need to sort out everything into the future to be absolutely sure of before you begin your path. All you need to do is to begin and see just enough for you to journey safely. Now just imagine, and we all drive cars, obviously. I'm talking to a mature audience, but those who are also as passengers, as children, you know, when we are driving at night, we don't have the headlights giving us this visibility for kilometers ahead of us. All we need, just maybe 100 or 200 meters, and we can safely journey. So embrace unknown. Don't worry about what's going to happen around the corner. Remember, trust God that He will make it work for you. And the last one is, remember, it is a journey. It's not just a quick experience. It's not just a quick thing to do. It's going to be your life's journey. So as you continue to explore this resource, remember all of these ideas that I'm sharing, and experiment. Welcome trial and error. The fact that you completed this workbook and you have your profile here on the back doesn't mean that now you arrived. In fact, those people who maybe did the shape 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, 3 years ago, I really encourage you to revisit it, because you have grown through various experiences that God gave you. Now, I want to share with you this example. I don't know how many of you know this, but there is a specific type of bamboo that is considered as the fastest growing plant on earth. But the truth about this plant, and the secret and phenomenon, is this: when you plant this hard nut, which is the seed, you will water it for 1 whole year and nothing will happen. You will continue watering it and fertilizing it for 2nd year and nothing will happen. 3rd year, nothing will happen. 4th year, as you persist to water it and look after it, provide all the nutrients and hope for growth. 4th year, nothing will happen. 5th year, at the end of 5th year, that's when the hard nut cracks and grows at the rate of 90 centimeters per 24 hours. This is the phenomenon. The same thing with our life. At times, great things take time, and at times we just don't have enough patience to have this study, or maybe this to go through this experience. We want it real quick and snappy. Please remember this story and know that it is about journey. It is about life's journey. So hang in there. Allow God to take you on that journey of becoming and making you into the person He wants you to be, because He is shaping you. Now, I have something in store for you. I want to invite you to come and join me today at 5 p.m. I will be together with my other colleagues from other unions. We will be launching this resource shape. A digital version of this shape resource will be launched today at 5 p.m. and I want you to be part of this. All you need to do, just point at this QR code and it will take you to the registration page where you can just put your name and an email so you can register and meet me today at 5 p.m. as we launch this digital platform of a shape that will enable you to discover your shape. Then you will also be part of a Facebook group and other live groups where you can be continuously part of like-minded people, share your life experience, life journey, inspire others, stay inspired, and remember, it is really about the journey you and I are on, and God is there to support us all the way.
Thank you so much, Victor, for wrapping up our Shape series today with that awesome message. I have enjoyed this series so much, learning more about myself and learning more about how I can best serve our people and our God. So, now that our series is all wrapped up, it is time to put the power in your hands and put everything that we have learned and discussed into action. We're going to tell you now about all the ways that you can get involved in serving at Papsda by using your gifts, using your abilities, using your experiences in any one of the following ministries. So let's check those out now.
Welcome to Epic Children's Ministries. What does EPIC stand for?
Epic! Parents.
Inspired.
Children.
There is an awesome team of committed people serving in EPIC already. However, the EPIC team could always do with more helpers to lighten the load. Serving in EPIC can take a wide range of forms, but is certainly not limited to leading up out the front in our Sabbath school environments, which are farmyard, 0 to 4 years old, tree house, which is school years 0 to 4 or approximately 5 to 8 year olds, or our extreme Sabbath school, which is school years 5 to 8 or approximately age 9 to 12.
We need people to be a part of the EPIC team by helping with Bible storytelling, helping out at life group time for kids, the sign-in desk, emceeing, facilitating parent life group time, or being that friendly face that people see when they first arrive.
Do you enjoy interacting with children and their families? Then serving in EPIC could be just the thing for you. If you are 10 years or older and you would like to be part of our EPIC team, please get in touch with me, Debbie, or Linda. We both hope to see you and your very epic self very soon.
Kia ora Papsda family, I'm Will and I have the awesome privilege of leading our 360 team. What is 360? 360 is our Papsda High School and Youth Ministry. One of the many things I love about 360 is that we get the privilege of journeying alongside our young people in what I feel like is one of the most crucial, critical, and formative years of a young person's life. In this time, it's exciting, it's a time of growth, which comes with it some challenges, but also rewards. And a lot of what we do in 360 is geared towards helping our young people reach their God-given potential. How do we do this? Well, we do this by providing a program that helps cater towards the holistic needs of a young person's life. Camps and socials help provide a starting block to building and growing relationships. 360 Sports helps promote a physically active and healthy lifestyle. Venus, Brave, and Ripple are some of our conferences and courses that have a really practical approach to help our young people with their day-to-day challenges. 360 Production helps provide a space for our young people to grow in the arena of the arts. And most importantly, 360 Connect, our Sabbath school environment, and also life groups helps provide a spiritual foundation for our young people to grow in their relationship with God. But all of this is possible because of the presence of what we like to call significant adults. Studies have shown that the presence of just one significant adult in the life of a young person, other than their parents, helps greatly increase the chances of a young person transitioning into adulthood better, leading to a life of meaning and purpose. And so I'd like to invite you, if you would like to join our 360 family, if you would like to become a significant adult in the life of a young person, I would love to hear from you. Contact me so that we can find the right place for you to be a leader, but also to be a significant adult and make a difference in the life of a young person. I look forward to hearing from you very soon.
Are you friendly, welcoming? Do you know how to smile and say hello at the same time?
Can you hold a pamphlet with one hand and shake hands with the other?
Well then, boy, do we have the job for you. Talofa lava, I'm Jess.
Malolele, I'm Nick, and we would like you to join the First Impressions team.
You could stand at a door with a mate, have a yarn, while using your friendly personality to welcome people arriving at church.
You could host in the foyer and use your people skills to get to know newcomers. Or if you're more of an organizer who likes to sit for long periods of time, maybe you could help out behind Guest Central.
Don't dilly-dally. Get in contact today.
Good morning and happy Sabbath, church family. Today I'm here to share to you about community here at Papsda Church. Our church stands on a verse, it's called Isaiah 58, and it goes something like this: break the chains of injustice, get rid of exploitation in the workplace, free the oppressed, cancel debts, share your food with the hungry, invite the homeless into your home, put clothes on the shivering, be available to your family. So we've got a lot of community programs here at Papsda Community. Like for instance, we have ShadeX and Solid Community. These are fitness classes where you can do basketball, you can do boxing, kickboxing, CrossFit. Come and get fit. We have other classes. We've got a parenting class. We've got a play group for the kids. Also, we got community dining. If you're struggling, if you know people are struggling, bring them to our Thursday night community dining. We have addiction, we have budgeting, we have cooking on a budget, some wraparound courses for them that are in need of it. We also have youth mentoring. We partner up with other agencies, government agencies that we, with our youth justice, we help them. And if you want to be part of that, come to that. We also got counseling here at church, and we also got food parcels every Friday here at this church. So if you are in need of any of those services, or if you want to be part of the team, please come and join us. Contact me on 02120720021. I pray that you stay safe and love your neighbor. God bless.
Hi everyone, my name is Leah Wolfgram, and I have the absolute privilege of leading our worship team here at Papsda. Now, I know some think that the worship team is only made up of singers and musicians. And though our singers and musicians are a huge part of our team, they're not the only part. So I'd love to talk to you a little bit about what joining the worship team could look like for you. If you are a keen singer or musician, maybe you used to play something when you were a kid but haven't picked it up in a while, would love to talk to you. Aside from that, we have our awesome production team, our sound technicians, lighting and graphic visuals technicians, our video and live streaming team. We have our awesome coordinators, who are people that have an eye for detail and love to see things run smoothly. We have our creatives that come together to brainstorm big ideas that eventually make our praise services. So really, whatever you're into, whatever you're interested in, there is a place for you on the worship team. So, if you'd love to be part of a team that creates amazing, memorable moments for people to experience God, and if you love experiencing worship yourself, then joining the worship team could be for you. So please send me an email or a message, and I'd love to chat to you about joining us.
Here at Papsda, we believe that God has designed us to live in community, to do life together. That's why life groups are central to how we run church. They are key in helping us to better live out our faith, and they are the best way to make big church small. And that's really important because it helps us to feel a real sense of belonging. We want every single person at Papsda to be able to connect into a life group, because we also believe that it is the best place to grow our connection with Jesus. And doing that in a life group allows us to do it with a bunch of people who will support, encourage, and challenge us to take our next step. We've got all sorts of groups at Papsda: men's groups, ladies groups, high schoolers, young people, kids, fitness, ministry groups, groups to suit every person in every stage of their life. But we need more life group leaders and more life group hosts and more life group champions. Often people think that this is a scary role, or it's just too hard, or that they may not know enough to lead a life group, but that's not true. all you need is a heart for God and a heart for people. Our teaching team produce a discussion guide to go with every single week of our sermon series all throughout the year. And so I have lots of other life group resources as well. So take some time to think about what your perfect group looks like. Talk to me about how we could make that happen, and together we'll make your group a reality. Life is better when we live in community church. We are stronger together. So talk to me about how you can use your shape in our life group ministry.
Wow, awesome. It is so cool to see all the amazing ways that you can get involved in your local church at Papsda. And so watching that video, I hope at least one of those ministries put a fire in your belly and a spark in your heart to want to serve in one of them. So if that is you, if you watch that and you'll want to put your hand up and say, yes, I want to use my abilities, my personality, and my experiences to serve, please get in contact with those ministry leaders. I know that they would really, really love to hear from you. But that's it for Papsda at Your Place this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We have loved to see you. Please remember to stay in touch with each other, to keep up to date by following us on social media and through our e-update. But until next time, stay safe, be kind, and remember to use your shape to serve others and to serve God. Wow, awesome. It is so cool to see all the amazing ways that you can get involved in your local church at Papsda. And so watching that video, I hope at least one of those ministries put a fire in your belly and a spark in your heart to want to serve in one of them. So if that is you, if you watch that